Hey everybody, I'm Pierre Piscatelli and I'm going to teach you how to play peg. Let's start with the introduction first. We're going to play a G major 9, which is a G in the left hand, and B, D, F sharp, A in the right hand. And all of these chords I'm about to show you are whole notes, so you can just hold them out and count to 4. So after this G major 9, you're going to come down and play F sharp 7 sharp 9. Like that. So F sharp left hand and B flat E A right hand. Just like that. And then F major 9, which is F in the left hand, A C E G right hand. Then E7 sharp 9, which is E down here, G sharp or A flat, D G in the right hand. Then E flat major 9, E flat left hand, G, B flat, D, F right hand, D7 sharp 9, D in the root, F sharp, C, F natural right hand. So there's a pattern here where you're playing a major 9 and then a dominant 7 with a sharp 9, a major 9, dominant 7 with a sharp 9, all going down in half steps. So let me play it one more time. Before I get too far into this lesson, I wanted to thank you guys for watching my videos. I hope that these tutorials are helpful. If they are, please consider subscribing. It is more helpful than you'll ever know. Thank you. Once you get that intro, then you can start the actual groove, which is this. This is the part everybody recognizes. So this song is actually a 12-bar blues. It is in the key of G, and it does go from the 1 chord to the 4 chord to the 5 chord, so it's very much built around a blues form. So here's what we're gonna do. The first little riff that you do after that introduction I just showed you, okay, what you have to do to play this is C in the left hand, B, E, G right hand. This gives you a C major 7, and you hit it twice with a staccato, so like that. And then all you have to do for the next chord is lower your left hand by half step to B, and in the right hand, keep the pinky on G, but bring the other 2 notes that your thumb and middle finger have, which are B and E, bring them down to A and D. So you end up with A, D, G right hand. So this is the Steely Dan chord, right? This chord is pretty famous because of them, and essentially what it is a minor 7 with a flat 13. So let me explain that. If you look at these parts of the chord, you essentially have B, which is a root, A, which is a minor 7, D, which is a minor 3rd. So if I just play this, right, you hear a B minor 7. Here's the weird note, the G. And why do we call that 13? Well, it is an extension of the chord. So if we go up in B minor, 1, 3rd, 5th, 7, 9, 11, there's the 13. And the 13 is flattened by half step, which is a G. So that's how you end up with flat 13. And it's the same thing as saying flat 6, but because this is a minor 7 chord, we go above and consider it an extension. We don't say minor 7 with a flat 6, we say minor 7 with a flat 13. After the introduction, this groove that I showed you will only happen twice before the verse. So let's say we're at the end of the introduction. 2, 3, 4. That's once. I see your picture, right? And then you're in the verse right there. So once we're in the verse form, we stay where we are 4 times. Now in the 5th bar of the blues form, because remember the verse begins that 12-bar blues form, we transpose what we're doing here up a 4th, right? So it becomes F major 7, F down here, E, A, C right hand, to E minor 7, flat 13. So E down here, D, G, C. Just like that. And then we're going to come back home for 2 bars. now the 5 chord. We're going to transpose it up to G, like this. So G major 7, left hand is G, right hand is F sharp, B, D. And we land here on F sharp minor 7, flat 13. Looks like this, F sharp, E, A, D, right hand. And then we bring it down to something familiar. Right, F major 7, E minor 7, flat 13. And then we bring it home. So let me take you guys through that entire 12-bar blues form. So one thing you should know is that the bass is playing different root notes, which will change the sound and identity of these chords. So what I'm showing you now is the piano part, but let me show you what the bass does in case you're interested in maybe changing your left hand to reflect that. So we're doing this now, right? C, C, B in the left hand. The bass actually does this. Like that. It goes C, C, G. And listen to how different the chord sounds. Right? It's a little bit different. So here are some alternative bass notes you can do if you want to play exactly what the bass player is doing. We can do this. C, C, G, as I just showed you. And now when we go to the 4 chord instead of this, we can go F, F, C, like this. And then come back home, C, C, G. And now, when we get to the 5 chord, instead of this, F sharp with the left hand, we can play D. So, then F, F, C, and then back home, C, C, G. So when you watch piano players playing this, sometimes they'll do that to reflect what the bass is doing. Donald Fagen, in some demonstrations, has played both the piano left-hand note and the bass left hand. So sometimes he'll do this. Like that. He plays the G and the B in the left hand. And then when he goes up here. I actually don't love how that sounds, so I would just pick one or the other. So that 12-bar blues form that I just showed you guys, you'll do it twice. We'll consider those verses. And then we're going to get to a chorus. This is the part where Michael McDonald sings. So the choruses will essentially start with the same thing that the verses started with. C major 7 to B minor 7 flat 13. But now something different. So this is A minor 11. A in the left hand, G, C, D right hand. And then we'll go to this chord, which is kind of implying E minor, but it's truly just an E sus4. Your A is the suspended 4 in the chord. Pretty cool sound. You'll do that again. Okay, so that cycle was twice. And then, so here's what that was. C sharp minor 7 or D flat minor 7 with the flat 13. This is a chord shape we've done many times. So it's D flat in the left hand, B, E, A right hand. Go to a C major 7, which is C in the left hand, B, E, G, right hand. Next is a G6 chord, twice, like that. It's just G, B, and E. The 5th is actually kind of left out, but it's giving off the sound of a G6, right? You could also call it E minor over G. And then you're going to play an F sharp 7, which is F sharp in the left hand, A sharp, E, F sharp in the right hand. And then we're going to play, this is B minor 7, B in the left hand, A, D, F sharp in the right hand, to a chord that we've done before, E7 sharp 9. That's E in the root, G sharp, D, G in the right hand. And then we're going to play A minor 7 twice, which is A in the left hand, G, C, E in the right hand. And then C over D, or D sus, which is just a C major chord in the right hand, C, E, G, over D. So let me show you guys what all of that looks like. Now, after you complete the motions of that chorus, you go back to our original riff from the beginning of the verses and the choruses and play it twice. And now there's a little interlude of dotted chords that are kind of anticipated. It looks like this. So it's F sharp minor 7, B minor 7, E minor 7, back to B minor 7, and then C major 7. So the rhythm of these is important. They're dotted quarter notes. They're a beat and a half each. So 1 and 2, like that. They're 3/8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. The last one is a half note, but all the others are anticipated. And now we're going to play the intro again. Just like that. Now this is Jay Graydon's amazing guitar solo. So it just goes over a verse. So you can just play the verse blues progression like this. After that guitar solo, over the verse form, you will do another verse. This is now a normal vocal verse. So I don't need to play that again because you've seen me play a bunch of verses. And then after that, we're going to go into a chorus. So I'll play that with you guys. Now we're going to repeat the chorus again. So here we are, top of the chorus. And you guessed it, it's going to repeat again. So this is a big fade out that happens on the original album, but what if you're playing it live and you want to actually end it? There are a number of ways you can end it. I've seen people do it this way. Just after maybe 3 or 4, however many choruses, you'll go. And just kind of conclude it on the riff. I've seen people go like this, into these interlude chords. I think Steely Dan does it that way live. So there are a bunch of ways you can give this song a definitive ending so that you don't have to do a live fade out or anything like that. So that's how you play Peg on the piano, just like Donald Fagen. Now, if you guys are going to play this, I would recommend not using a piano sound. Use a nice electric piano or Rhodes sound, which you can get in pretty much any keyboard now, even in GarageBand for free on a Mac. There are like decent Rhodes sounds that you can use. And of course, the secret sauce with Steely Dan is to use a phase shifter pedal like this, and this will give you the proper effect on the Rhodes. I'll make a video someday talking about this and why it's important to their sound. But if you're jamming out on the piano and you think it doesn't sound quite right, well, you're not crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you all in the next one.